What's good, everyone? This is your boy DJ's Raw Uncut Truth, giving you that raw content that you deservedly need. Let's talk about LaMelo Ball and his new number, quote unquote. And the reason why I said quote unquote is because, like I told a lot of you on social media, LaMelo just got to Charlotte and it was a quick turnaround. As we all know, Malik Monk, the brother from Arkansas, shout out to Arkansas, I got family out there, wears number one. Now, he has not met his teammates. He's only met the teammates that got drafted, but not the main teammates yet. Once they be around each other and get fully acquainted, something is going to happen. Whether LaMelo has to buy that jersey out, which could happen, or MJ could step in and say, hey, that number one jersey is worth millions of dollars. And Jordan's a businessman. This is a gold mine. You've already hearing rumors that the Charlotte Hornets have increased TV appearances, TNT, NBA TV, and etc. ABC. That's more income for the franchise. And Michael Jordan is a genius for sticking to his guns, allowing Mitch Kupchak to control the draft. Remember, he had a good draft last year, getting PJ Washington and a couple of wings. So, by Jordan trusting in Mitch Kupchak and allowing him to address their weaknesses and what they need, the Charlotte Hornets are one of the youngest teams in the NBA, true. But they have a lot of athleticism. This is probably the most youngest athletic team in the NBA. They just don't have the experience. Miles Bridges is an athletic freak. PJ Washington is very athletic for a power forward, and he can hit the mid-range, and he can hit the three. Devontae Graham is a sharpshooter. Terry Rozier, he put up some points, but I'm hearing that he's in a trade block with the Clippers. So we'll see what happens. I would love for the Hornets to get Steven Adams, a veteran. And Steven Adams in the Eastern Conference is very beneficial. He's been going up against AD, Jokic, and many tough big men in the West. So him in the East, it's not a problem with him. And they could get Aaron Baines as well in free agency. So Charlotte can make some moves. They probably need to get a veteran guard. And I know you guys are going to be like, well, they already have their point guard in LaMelo. True. But when I say veteran guard, I mean a veteran guard that comes off the bench, tutors LaMelo, shows him the ropes, and they know their role. They know they're the backup, and they know they are an assurance policy. So I like what the Hornets are doing. Also, do not get alarmed about what the coaches or GMs are saying. I heard Mitch Kupchak yesterday in his second press conference, by the way, which was a lot better than the first press conference. And I told you all, do not be alarmed. He has to say those things. That's just how he was. He said that for Devontae Graham. He said it for PJ Washington, that they had to come in and earn minutes. I have no problem with that. You know why? Because LaMelo has a skill set that the Charlotte Hornets are lacking, which is a playmaker. Yes, they have creative scorers, and they got guys like Devontae Graham that can shoot. But Devontae Graham is a combo guard. They don't have a distributing guard at all. That's where LaMelo comes in. And then we hear the head coach speaking, talking about positionless basketball. That's how today's NBA is. No matter what position you put LaMelo in, I mean, he's still going to be the one facilitating, creating, and showing flair. That's not a problem at all. So don't be alarmed. Let the team build. As long as they provide LaMelo with some players and it looks like they're targeting some good ones in free agency, then they're doing their job. That's all that matters. And have a plan. See, as a team, and when you're acquiring a high draft pick, it's not just about throwing the book at them, making them just, do everything trying to save the franchise. That's not what it's all about. It's all about building your team around your rookie. You cannot tell me that the Charlotte Hornets are not a fit for LaMelo. They're an absolute fit. They're young guys that can relate to LaMelo, and they're fast, and they're athletic, and they can switch on defense. Now, you will say LaMelo doesn't play defense, but I tell you what helps. LaMelo has a long wingspan, and he has high IQ and quick hands. He's playing with besides Graham, the wings and bigs are very long. Now, some of them may not be 7 foot tall or so, but they're so athletic with long wingspan, you can be able to switch on difficult teams. You add in a Steven Adams in there, and that shores everything up in the middle. See, I'm not even a GM, and even I have a vision. But luckily, Mitch Kupchak also sees that vision. Now, I want to see what happens in free agency first, but I have been hearing rumors about the Steven Adams, potential with that. I think it'd be a great signing. You can't just have young players on your roster. You got to mix it with young and old. The goal for the Charlotte Hornets, for it to be a success, you don't want to tank, because history has shown that the drafts have not been great to Charlotte. So you might as well try to build something and try to win as much games as possible. And I'm going to be very easy. Since the Eastern Conference is a lot better than people think, it's not the West, but it's better. Here's a simple goal. Be a respectable team and try to get in the play-in game, which is the range of I believe the 10 to 9 seed. Now, some of you may say, hey, that's not the playoffs, but that's a step in the right direction. And let's say the Hornets are able to be in a play-in game, and even if they lose to a good Eastern Conference team, they show them fight and they show what the future will look like, then that will be a win for them. It's all about a process of winning. Not the process what the 76ers did before with Sam Hinkie. You don't want to do that. That's a loser mentality. The process of winning. Having a chance to win every game. Fans will live with that. If you put on a show and you win just enough games, but you're not winning, like you're not at 500, but you're close to 500, but you're one of the teams that work very hard and you have an identity, that's a step in the right direction for their franchise. But back to LaMelo Ball and his number. One thing I respect about LaMelo Ball, I'm looking at his reaction through the media tour today, how he is around his new teammates, the fellow rookies. LaMelo truly loves the game of basketball, man. He loves this game. And people question it when he was young. Of course, it was hard to determine if he loved the game when he was going overseas to Lithuania and away from people and not in America. You know how hard that is? I can tell already, LaMelo's the type of person that loves camaraderie. When he was in Lithuania, he didn't have that. Now, fast forward to NBL. When I read the article about the NBL teammates and coaches saying how it was to play with LaMelo Ball, they said that LaMelo Ball organized morning shoot-arounds with his teammates. It could be as early as 4 in the morning. Early fitness workouts set up by LaMelo and Jermaine Jackson. After practices, He hung out with his teammates. They ate together. They hung out together. Just like Zion, I'm not saying LaMelo's what Zion is, but you see how Zion, he just loves basketball, man. He loves his teammates. He loves his point guard. When Zoe was down on himself, Zion was there to lift him up. And vice versa. There was times when Zion came back from injury and he was struggling. He was out of shape. What did Lonzo do? He kept feeding him the ball. And then Zion went off his first game coming back, I think for 30 points or so. Now LaMelo Ball with Charlotte. He's going to be that type of player. He's going to feed the bigs. He finally gets to play with big men that know how to catch the ball. I don't want to be mean because the NBL teammates he played with are great guys. But if you watch the NBL, LaMelo would have averaged more points and more assists if his teammates could just catch the ball. You don't have to worry about that with Charlotte. They have good hands. PJ Washington probably got one of the best hands as a power forward in the NBA. Top 10 at least. I mean, he literally has mittens. He catches everything that's around him. Now, Vernon Carey is a rookie. He's lost 30 pounds. He has suction cup hands. He doesn't drop the ball when you give it to him. Now, hopefully, his weight loss will help Vernon Carey play better defense. Like I said, for Vernon Carey to lose 30 pounds, that's something that's very commendable. It shows that he's been listening to the scouts, and he didn't take it personal, and he wants to do well. Now, everyone that knows me knows I'm a North Carolina Tar Heel fan, even though I'm from Texas. My family have been Tar Heel fans ever since the late Phil Ford, which is still alive, played point guard for the Tar Heels back in the 70s. My father was a big fan of Phil Ford, and that's why we were all Tar Heel fans, way before Jordan even played. So, even though Vernon Carey plays for Duke, if he keeps working hard and he keeps paying attention to detail, he'll be a solid player. Nick Richards, which is a steal in the draft from Kentucky, he also has good hands. He does the little things right, and he's very athletic. I thought Nick Richards would be a late first rounder at least. To get him at 42 is a steal. I'm not saying this because LaMelo plays for the Charlotte Hornets, but the Hornets literally had the best draft in the NBA. The only ones closest to that is the Memphis Grizzlies and the Detroit Pistons. But they selected players that were ranked better than what they were selected at. You got to give credit to Mitch Kupchak. He knows how to draft. You say whatever you want, he knows how to draft. So I'm going to tell you guys what's going to happen. Now, I'm not going to say this is set in stone, but this is what I believe. Once the organization and LaMelo Ball are around and talking and discussing, and LaMelo around his teammates, his representatives will talk to Malik Monk to set something up. And yeah, he may have to give some cash ducats away, but hey, that's the price to pay to get your number. It happens all the time. So reach your number, enter agreement, let it be done. Also, Jordan gets the final say. He's the owner. And then when all that's said and done, LaMelo could have his number 1. There's a good percentage that he'll have it. Number 2 is an important number for the Charlotte community. Larry Johnson, aka Grandmama, is very beloved in Charlotte. As a native Texan, Larry Johnson was one of the best high school players to come out of Texas. He came out of Dallas. He went to Skyline. And he's a legend out here in Texas, but he's also a legend in Charlotte, North Carolina. So that number means something to him. So I'm not going to overreact over it. Of course, I want to see him at number 1, but we'll see what happens. But I think he'll get the number 1 number. I just don't see Michael Jordan wanting to lose money for not having LaMelo have that number. You cannot afford that. And for fans of LaMelo Ball, just leave Malik Monk alone. I'm looking through the comment sections. He's posting something, and they go on ham. Leave the brother alone. They'll eventually talk it out and settle it. So it's not a problem. He's embraced LaMelo. You look at his posts. I know a lot of people judged Malik Monk off the court. I'm not going to go in detail. Y'all know what it is. Y'all could do y'all research. It's a substance abuse problem. But just leave Malik Monk alone. Let them talk. Let them negotiate about the contract. I believe Malik Monk's college number is 5. I don't know if anybody else on the team has the number 5. But if it's available, Malik Monk could go to that number if they exchange or select different jerseys. But I'm happy for LaMelo Ball. LaMelo just loves the game of basketball, like I said. And if I was a coach of any NBA team, these are the type of players I want. I want a LaMelo. I want a Zion. I want players who love the game of basketball. I want a Ja Morant. They love this game, man. Basketball is everything to them. You don't have to worry about them if they're practicing or not. You don't have to worry about if they take this game seriously or not. And that's what the Charlotte Hornets have been needing for a while. And I'm so excited to watch their team. Their jerseys are fire. Their fan base, if they allow fans, is going to be crazy. Like, it's going to be insane. So can't wait to see what it looks like. All praise to the Most High. Peace.